If you had just gotten bored of GTA 4 or San Andreas on the Xbox 360 and you're looking for another game, Sleeping Dogs was probably right there waiting for you. And at a discounted price, I picked mine up for 20 bucks. And it was great at the time. At first, I thought it sucked, but I grew into it and I began to love the game. For it being from the 360 just that generation of games, the PS3, the Xbox 360, it looked great for what it was. It had a great world. It was immersive. There was always a lot going on. It made sure to make the world feel full of life, especially on the 360, and that was probably hard to do, considering the limitations at the time. Now, if you're gonna, people instantly say that Sleeping Dogs is a GTA clone, and it does share a lot of things in common with GTA. And well, it's kind of hard not to, but there are a few things right off the bat that differentiate it from GTA. For one, GTA has a lot of guns. Sleeping Dogs really doesn't. At the end of the game, it started to lean more into that, but the first like good hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours really, it was all melee, hand to hand. It was great. It was a different style. You could tell that right off the bat. And the story was fucking amazing, dude. You're an undercover cop, okay? You're a double agent basically, and it was like it was almost out of a movie, honestly. There was a little bit of parkour, nothing huge. There was vaulting for people who care about that sort of thing. Like if you're playing Max Payne, fucking shit like that. You can hide in fights. The driving, I will say, I didn't really like the driving. It was okay. It wasn't anything huge, but it was uh, it was it was interesting. I'll say that they had their own little style and they stuck to it. There were a lot of side missions, so like side quests and shit, like shit you can do on your own. You can do you can do cop jobs, and but you could go from side to side. Like they actually, it's not just part of the story. Like it's actually part of the game, and I liked that. That was really cool. So you could actually choose what you wanted to do. It wasn't just like the generic GTA. Oh, go to this letter on the map, do this, watch this cutscene, go to this point, shoot this person, and leave. There was actually shit you could do, right? And there was variety. And if you did like criminal shit on the police missions, it would fuck up the mission. So you have to actually play like a cop on the cop missions, which is really cool. There was a dating mechanic, which was interesting. I don't want to keep using that word. It was something new. They tried with it. It was something to do. I will say that it was something to do. Right? It didn't take me out of the game at all. The main focus really was the combat. I loved the combat, but if it's not hand to hand, then it kind of sucks. The shooting wasn't amazing. Apparently, there are actually DLCs. I didn't know that, but there are actually two standalone DLCs which add 4 to 5 hours of content. I didn't know that. I might actually go check those out. I just played the original base game. It was great, man. I also recently found out there was a remake or a remaster or a port or something. They did something with it, right? So I definitely got to check it out, man. I remember playing this as a kid on my 360 because I was bored and I didn't have anything going on at the time. I just completed GTA 4 and I wanted to move on to other games. I still remember Winston. I remember some of the main characters, and that to me tells you it's a good game. That it's memorable. You can remembering anything from the game really is already great. It had a lot of humor. Apparently, it was originally set up to be a sequel in the true crime series following LA and New York, but it got canceled. It was made under this new name. Hmm. The definitive edition has higher res textures and includes the DLCs. Very, very cool. I might check it out. However, if you're like me and you don't really play side missions, you usually want to go through the main story because that's the most, that's the meat and potatoes of it all, right? It's very rare for me to invest into a game and play all of the side missions, the side quests. That is one of my pitfalls, my downsides. It's just part of like I don't know. If they hold my interest and the side missions are always amazing on their own and they're like really well set up, then I will check them out. I will pay attention to them. But if they're just there to waste your time, or obviously, oh, I'm just gonna 100% this by doing these 20 side missions, then I'm not gonna do that because I'm not really a completionist. However, if it's a game that really touches me and like speaks to my soul and the shit, then I will pay more attention to it and give it more care, right, as I play it. That being said, though, I'm not really one of those types of gamers. I don't really speedrun shit. I don't long play shit. I play it. I'm a normal person. I just fucking play the game. You know what I mean? They did a lot of they breathed a lot of life into this game. You can tell right off the bat. It has a good bit of influence. It's if you like action games and you like Saints Row and GTA, you might like this. It's not bad. That being said, though, I'm not actually sure if it's an open or semi-open world game, but no matter how it's actually classified, I'll tell you what, man, they did a fucking hell of a job because I can't tell the difference. It's amazing because no matter where you're at, you always feel like you're in the game. You always feel like you're in that part of the world, man. And to me, that's it. That's how they fucking succeed, right? That's all they need to do. If you can accomplish immersion and get players to enjoy playing your game, then you've already won. You know what I mean? Actually, in today's market, from like an indie perspective, if you get anybody to look at your game, then you've basically won, right? Because we all know about the disaster that was conquered, millions of fucking dollars, hundreds of millions even, and nobody played it because they didn't know anything about their audience. So another generic fucking hero shooter. Another reason why I don't play that fucking slop. I don't know how anybody can play that shit. But I'm getting off topic. The point is, if you care about your game, it will shine through, and your audience will understand, and they will like that. If you don't have any passion for your game, no dedication, you clearly don't give a fuck. Why should your audience give a fuck? It boils down to that. And if you can get that core idea, that core meaning down, then you've won right off the bat. You need to add on to that little bits and pieces until you have the game. I don't know how so many game studios can fuck shit up so easily whenever they have so many people working on it, from different backgrounds and ethnicities, and they all have their own little things that they want to do that they can implement, like their own ideas and shit, and like pouring heart and soul into it, and they just like it fucking flops, dude. Like, come on, you'd think they'd learn after one time, but no. It's such a shame we can't have games like this. We have to be stuck reminiscing about it. Maybe one day we'll get a sequel. That'd be nice. It seems like a lot of really great, awesome games are just one offs, one shot games. They're just forever left in the past. It's really sad to think about. It's great because you played them. Like, it's great to have experienced it, but it's sad to think about how much time has passed and just how shit the market is now. Of course, there are good games now, but like just nothing to that caliber. You know what I mean? It's not the same.